Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tefe, and if you're new here, welcome. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today we're going to be doing something really interesting because what I do most of the time on this channel, I do book reviews, book recommendation, book adaptation, just all things bookish stuff. So if that's what you like, you can stick around. Today I made a list of books that mostly African books actually that I feel like they are everywhere and everyone is recommending these books and I have read them. So I'm just here to tell you, okay, are these books worth your time? That's basically what I'm just trying to do in this video. So stick around because I guarantee you they are going to like this video. I hope. The rest of my list, but in no particular order, is Ukamaka, Olisakwe's book, Ogadinma, or Everything Will Be Alright. When I read this book, I felt so much anger because that's the thing. I never forget how a book makes me feel. So the first time I read this book, I was so pissed. And when I did a review of this book, I was just ranting because I was really angry. So I just kept on going and going and going. That rant actually came from a place of hurt because I just wanted things to go well for the girl. That's the main character, the eponymous character, Ogadinma. Ogadinma just wanted to be in school. She just wanted to go to university. And in a sudden turn of events, which was really unfortunate, her life just went downhill. So that rant was from a place of, oh, why? So I was really pissed. And things were just going bad for Ogadinma. So I just wanted everything to go well for her. So I was really pissed. The book is really interesting. It's told from Ogadinma's point of view. It's set in Nigeria. Like 5 solid stars for this book because I can never forget how it made me feel. Although people have said, oh, it's a feminist book. I don't know if the author said that herself. I'm not sure of that, but most of the reviews I see online, they say, oh, it's a feminist book and all that. In as much as I don't have anything against feminism, I just feel that I feel boxing a book like that and just saying, oh, feminist book. I feel that whoever says that didn't really get the message that the book was trying to pass, because the book is multifaceted and the book is just trying to really highlight what women are going through, and these stories are really not told much, but it doesn't make it a feminist book. That's just me. So when I saw that in my rage, I was like, feminist book how? Because when I know that there are lots of negative connotations surrounding feminism, because people just like to paint it like, okay, women are trying to be victims or just trying to complain. So when you box a beautiful story like that and just say, oh, feminist book, I know that most people might not mean it from a place of malice or whatever. I just feel that don't say it's a feminist book. Say it's a nice story and it's beautiful, because these stories are real and people are actually passing through it. So when you're trying to say feminist book because the main character is feminine, is a female, and she went through a lot of things and she kind of took a strong hold of herself again at the end, does not mean that it's a feminist book. Because when you say feminist books, it's like trying to put women in a certain light. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel that saying it's a feminist book is just trying to box the entire beautiful narrative on that. Second on my list is My Sister is Syria Killer. Yeah. Everybody, everywhere you go, My Sister is Syria Killer. That's how I read it too. Everywhere. Ask anybody to recommend a book to you. Oh, My Sister is Syria Killer by Oyinkan. That's Oyinkan's debut novel, and it was a strong one for me, if you ask me. I enjoyed it. It's fast-paced, and I was not bored at all reading this book. Although some people say it's a thriller, it's not really a thriller to me. It's just fiction, and it's beautiful, and it had a lot of layers. It was not just one track minded. It's not just a one track story. It has layers of things that the author was trying to make you see, and I hope you didn't miss that if you've read the book. But after reading this book, a fellow booktuber, she's Nigerian as well, I think it's books with Rachel Ayo, she said, oh, I like this book, but I didn't like how it ended. And that kind of swayed my opinion. I'm not a pushover, no, I'm not. But I saw reason to what she said, and I'm like, Rachel's right. Yeah, she's right. So that really swayed my opinion about the book because I really loved it. After reading it, I was like, this book is really nice. It's something fresh. It's different. It's just nice. How do you really see stories like that? Not really hardly, but I just liked it, and I needed a book at that time because it was something different. It was just different from my what's going on around me. But when Rachel said that, I just felt, oh, she's right. She's right. So I rated it 3 stars because of what Rachel said. Other than that, I would have given it 4 stars. The writing is really beautiful and it's fast paced. Though people say it's slow paced. Well, it's fast paced to me. If you need something that's just really nice and it's nice because it touches on love, it touches on sacrifice, and a lot of things happen in Nigerian society as well. That's why I really like it. People say it's a thriller, but I think it's just fiction, a nice fiction. So 3 stars for My Sister the Serial Killer. Another book on my list is His Only Wife by Peace Adzo Medie. For this book, no one really recommended it to me because I saw it and I'm like, okay, this book sounds interesting. The title is Only Wife. So African. You know, there's a kind of there are ways that Africans title their books and you are just like, yes, this is an African. An African wrote this book. So when it said His Only Wife, I'm like, okay. So I saved it for later. Then I went on Bookstagram and I saw somebody talking about it. She wrote a review about it. I've forgotten the Bookstagrammer's name, sorry. And I'm like, I'm about to read this book too. And she said, oh, it's really nice, it's really amazing. I said, thank you for motivating me. So I ditched the book that I was reading and moved on to this one. And I never regretted it. Why? Because the first line in this book is epic and it's really popular. The first line begins with the opening sentences. Elikem married me in absentia. He did not attend our wedding. So when I read this line and I said, okay, it's about to go down. This absent grooms and weddings is something that is really, really popular. They'll keep a chair there for the groom to represent that the groom is there. So the groom is somewhere else. And in this time of technology, maybe the groom is going to be on video call or maybe not. And it didn't always annoy me. And the funniest thing was that my mom actually went to a wedding that same day. And that was exactly what happened in that wedding. So, because I always talk to my mom, we spoke about it. And I said, okay, why is always the groom that's always absent? Why is the bride never absent? And we're just talking about it. And my mom said, oh, she doesn't even like it and all that. So when the book started with that line, I said, okay, okay, this should be interesting. And it was interesting because Afi's story was really nice. It's a love story in a way, and it's also a love story as well. It's a story about finding yourself, identity, and women wanting what they want and not necessarily following it because they have demands from society, family. So that's really what the story is about. So, and Afi's story is one that's beautiful because she was kind of the other woman who thought there was another woman, and in the eyes of that other woman, she's actually the other woman, and in truth, she's actually the other woman in the story. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's really nice. Solid 5 stars. The Secret Life of Baba Segi's Wives is something that was actually very popular amongst Nigerians as well, and also African people who love African literature. This book is by Lola Shunaim, and we're anticipating the Netflix adaptation of this book. There's a movie coming up, and I love this book so much. You have no idea. I really enjoyed it because I read this book during the lockdown, and I needed it. I needed that sense of humor. I needed that kind of involvement in a book. I needed that kind of book. I needed something different, and I got it. So everyone that was reading this book and talking about it, the copy I got was actually The Secret. I know I'm going to definitely say this. It was actually The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wives at first. Then they said The Secret Lives of the Four Wives. That's the version I read. Then again, now it's back to The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wives. Changing the title is just kind of confusing to me, and it's really annoying me. It really annoyed me that they're changing the title. And when I saw that it's actually The Secret Life of Baba Segi's Wives, again, which was the original title, and I'm like, yeah, Secret Life of Baba Segi's Wives, Babalola is a masterpiece. It's funny, in as much as it's funny, it's actually it's loaded with lessons, it's loaded with pain, it's loaded with reality, the reality of a lot of people. A lot of Nigerians grew up in that kind of environment. It's just a beautiful read. 5 solid stars. I am so overprotective of this book because when it was announced that next it's going to be made into a movie, I was really mad because I said, oh, they're going to ruin it, because books are always better. Most, if 99.9% books are always better. So when they said they're going to adapt it, I was kind of pissed, and at the same time I look forward to it. I look forward to the interpretation of this book. It's really a beautiful book. So before it comes out as a movie, you should read it. It's that simple. Love in Color, Mythical Tales from Around the World Retold by Bolu Babalola is one book that I did not regret reading at all. It was the first published in year 2020, and I was feeling left out. Then when I was able to get the book, I started it, the first story, because it's a collection of stories. I started it and I dropped it because I wasn't really feeling it at first. Then when I picked up again last week, I enjoyed it. So imagine these old folk tales, these old ancient characters and stories that we've heard growing up, and some stories I don't even know about, brought into a modern setting and retold in a much better way. Because from the author's notes, she felt a need to retell these stories because most of the stories are told from a really bland point of view, kind of misogynistic, kind of senseless, if you ask me, point of view. And there was a need to just tell these stories again and put in a modern twist, bringing these ancient characters into a modern setting was beautiful. Because imagine Oshun in a school environment where she's a student, and Shango is there too. So because Oshun is a popular deity amongst Yorubas, and Shango, we know the stories from when we were little. So seeing these characters in this setting and imagining them in this setting, it's really beautiful. Then there was also a story where she was talking about, I think, Psyche and Eros. She brought the Olympus. She fitted this people into an office environment that was really beautiful. I give this book 5 solid stars because, one, it's brilliant. What she did was really brilliant. Bringing the stories and retelling them, brilliant. Then the way she delivered it, brilliant. So should you read this book? Of course, 5 stars. Time well spent, if you ask me. Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo was first published in year 2017, and since then I have been feeling left out. Why? Because everyone have read Stay With Me, and if you ask people to recommend a book, they would say Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. I was feeling left out until last week when I read the book, and I said, oh, I see what they see. So I'm just putting it out there that I didn't shed a tear after reading this book. It's a story we know too well, but in as much as it's a story that we know too well, we have never heard it the way Ayobami told it. So that's what makes it really beautiful. Her perspective, the way she wielded her pen is really nice. 4.5 stars for this book. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful. Then the last but not the least on my list of books is Francesca Ekwuyasi's debut novel, Butter, Honey, Pig Bread. I added this book to this list because it's highly recommended by a lot of people, and in as much as people didn't really recommend this book to me, I just read it. Then I saw that a lot of people are reading it as well, and I'm like, okay, I'm in good company. So this is one of those books that you do not want to end, just want to keep going. I really enjoyed it, and I have not really seen anybody that do not like this book. The book really touched on loneliness, identity, forgiveness, this interwoven world of a mother and her twin daughters, Taya and Kainde. It was just really beautiful, just nice. And food and travel played a heavy role in this book, so it's just beautiful. In as much as the conflict was resolved in the book, I fell in love with the characters, so I didn't want the book to end. And that's since I said in my review that I didn't want the book to end. I just wanted them to keep going and going and going. I just wanted to know what's happening with the, because they're really cool characters and they're really nice characters. So I just wanted to know what happened. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to keep going. Yeah. So I liked it. I really did. I really did. So Francesca Ekwuyasi's debut novel, you should definitely check it out. And I didn't say anything bad about these books. That's because I am being honest and the books are nice. And I hope you read them. If there's anyone that I missed, you can let me know in the comment section. And if you've read any of these books and you have a contrary opinion of the books, please let me know. Of any of these books, please let me know. So you can leave a comment. And if you have any plans of reading these books, and if you just enjoyed this video, you can also leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, you know the drill. And with that, I'm drawing the curtain and I'm saying goodbye to you, hoping that you've subscribed and you're going to stick around. Until next time, goodbye.